Use the... No, don't... No, not bad. Go back. Actually, never mind. Just...
Hello?
Hello.
No. No.
Okay, I think...
Go.
Okay, go back out. Use the brush on the book, on the chapel, on the inside, on the left? What? What? Use the brush on the... What? Hold on, we can't... I'm missing something. A little more interesting, you can pick up a wall... Click on a wall to the right. It's a painting of a man holding... What? Click on the wall on the right. Wow! Oh hey, look! These things that look like background. Exactly as I said.
This is really amazing work all the same.
It's basically...
Whiling away those celibate hours. This is really amazing
the entire
work all the same.
genre of the game is to make you miss clicking on something important. That's the whole genre of the game. There's nothing here though, is there? Hold on, let me click on this one. Ugh.
Whiling away.
And you use the brush on it. Why on earth would you brush somebody else's painting? And why'd you do it to the left one and not the right one? Oh wow! You just destroyed somebody's painting and you found the secret to the candle puzzle. This makes no sense. None. Zero. Adventure games. Why? You guys who are watching this, I hope you're still watching this. Some of you tell me how much you like me playing adventure games. How much you think I should play more adventure games because you enjoy watching videos of me playing adventure games. Seriously? This sort of thing? Alright. It's so bad. Like it's just bad gameplay. Like, why'd you do that? The paintings that don't... completely inconspicuous. And then you use a brush on a priceless painting. Alright, let's hope I can remember the secret code. So it's this one, right? Terrible. This sort of thing is just terrible. How would you know? Like, there's no clues at all. Who brushes a painting? Who brushes somebody else's painting and destroys it? Who does that? Apparently Kate Walker does. Apparently that's what I do as well. You're a lawyer from America and you just destroyed a priceless painting in a Russian monastery. Good job. Seriously? Why on earth would this even work? Like, who would build this? Somebody built this elaborate contraption. Apparently Father Alexei or Brother Alexei, in his spare time, built this elaborate contraption into the old library. Amazing. 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 Okay. You can look outside. No, put it it in. There we go. Alright. Can we close this? What am I... Wait, what? Oh. It's the other one. Alright, I have to go back to the other side. Yeah, now what? Really? Brother Alexei built a secret compartment in the old library? Are you serious? How is that even possible? Oh, yay, hidden books. Can I read this stuff? What is this? Alexei Tukhianov, notes and sketches from the frozen north. Cool. Well, it's reading time. April 15th, 1947. Just after the Second World War. Interesting. I loaded my bags and provisions onto a sled pulled by several sturdy, healthy beasts and left the Romansburg monastery, heading northwards in search of the mysterious peoples inhabiting the vast desolate wastes of the Siberian tundra. My superiors had conferred on me the mission of evangelizing those pagan tribes from their heathen shamanic beliefs. I travelled under an assumed identity, that of a lowly trapper. I had to be wary of the agents of the state and of the military, for whom any religious activity is suspect. They, for their part, travelled the length and breadth of eastern Syberia trying to convince the villagers of the debatable benefits of collectivism. Communists. It took me several weeks to accustom myself to the unfamiliar harness. I found no dogs in Romansburg and had to make do with Yuki's purchase from a hunter. What the hell is that thing? The Yuki is related to both seals and dogs. In the wild, the Yuki lives on riverbanks. It's an easy capture for the trapper, as its gluttony is well documented. In winter, it gorges itself on orange salmon, a prey that it often has to share with the wild, or share in the wild with the fierce Siberian bear, another creature very partial to the fish. Alright, Siberian bear. Yuki? Is that even a real thing? It's not, right? I'm pretty sure it's not. It's not a real thing, come on. What? It's not a real thing. Yeah, okay. What on earth is that? Once tamed, the Yuki is an affectionate but whimsical animal. It resists all forms of disciplined training, and only if there are no dogs available is it used to pull sleds. Certain Arctic peoples, however, seem to have better mastered the secret of their domestication, and the Yuki is central to their daily activities. Why would you make up a new creature like that? Of all the peoples who inhabit these godforsaken regions, I find the Yukos the most fascinating. Perhaps that is why I headed for those regions where I was most likely to encounter them. Yuko religious mask, representing the soul messenger who guides the dying to the other world. The Yukos are fearful of him. Alright, the mask, let's keep that in mind. The journey was long and dangerous. It wasn't until October 27, 1947 that for the first time I made contact with the Yukos. I spent long months living among them. I have come to know them and to understand them for who they are. I soon abandoned any notion of converting them. I applied myself instead to the study of their mores and customs. Cool. That's cool. So little is known about the Yukos, less than it is known of any inhabitant of the frozen north. Today they live far, far away at the farthermost tip of the Siberian tundra because of their remoteness and their inhospitable climate. The Yukos have remained small in number, overlooked by the scientific community and the Soviet governmental machine. The only documents available before my departure were several drawings, notes, and photographs taken 100 years ago by a Russian explorer, Marie Budrainov. It is to her we owe what little is of the Yuko people and its culture. Okay. That's a person pretending to be a mammoth, right? The Yukos hark back to the last ice age. Curiously, traces of their presence have been found in Western Europe, more precisely in the heart of the French Alps, in the prehistoric caves of Valladolid. This suggests that over centuries they undertook a long migration towards the extreme north of the globe. Okay. The sacred Harfang. This bird is often inseparable from the Yuko shaman. It seems to be considered in turns as his friend, representative, and even his incarnation. Yuko shaman. Pretty ugly. Lemmings congregate on the open plains of Syberia. They feed on grains and small fruit that they store in their holes to face the scarcity of the winter months ahead. Lemmings dig deep tunnels in the ice to escape their predators. The hunters they most fear are Harfangs, who seem to find lemmings something of a delicacy. Alright. On several occasions during my journey, I encountered traces of Yuko society far to the west of the areas we know today. Far to the west, right? Along forest trails, I discovered small piles of carefully piled stones, altars on which Yuko hunters made ritual offerings to one of their pagan gods. So they travel westwards into forests for some reason. We now know the reason for the Yuko's long migration. The domestic economy was, it seems, directly linked to the mammoths. They used the mammoths for both transport and as beasts of burden. For meat, skin, fat, and ivory, it's beyond doubt that we are dealing with a genuine case of symbiosis between man and animal. Mammoths were forced north by changing climate conditions, and the Yukos followed. Some prehistoric cave drawings identified as being of Yuko origin have led the scientific community to conjecture that at one time the Yukos realized the incredible achievement of domesticating mammoths. They are, to our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to have represented a man astride a mammoth. I thought mammoths were bigger than that. It's like a baby mammoth or something. Yuko life was thus intimately linked to that of their pachyderms. They used their hides for clothing and to build roofs, walls, and houses. They used their tusks to construct the frameworks of their dwellings and for weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoths 12,000 years ago had no immediate impact on the Yuko's way of life. It seems that they were able to retain the strong link that tied them to mammoths throughout millennia. As incredible as it might seem, Yukos still feed on mammoth meat today and use mammoth hide for clothing and to roof their dwellings. The craftsmanship of mammoth ivory is altogether remarkable. It appears that the Yukos have managed to retain their ancestral habits by using, over the years, the many frozen mammoth bodies that are perfectly preserved in the frozen Siberian wastes. They are said to have lived off this enormous pantry for more than 30 centuries. To do this, they have hollowed out a vast network of caves in the frozen ground. That's a bit implausible, but okay. According to the intrepid explorer Marie Budrainov, Yuko civilization has now gone underground. Specialists in... wow, this is a really long book. Specialists in the paleontology department at St. Petersburg have never credited Yuko myths and legends. However, the legend of the Siberian ice ark is typical of such folklore. It has long been considered a fable told by shaman in the evening to ward off the boredom of the long Siberian winter months. The legend tells that somewhere on a lost island to the north of the tundra there still exist live mammoths, relics of the long-gone ice age, a tiny population that has been preserved for more than 12 centuries under Yuko care. The island that the pachyderms inhabit is called Syberia. It's not very original, is it? Like, it's in Syberia, and it's called Syberia. Cool. To my notes, I add the tale of this legend as Maria Budrainov related it in her memoirs. It agrees on all points with the statements from Yukos I had the fortune to meet. Although the story constitutes no proof of the existence of the island of Syberia, it forms a tantalizing hypothesis. Scarlet bramble, blue grass, fossilized plant life. When fall arrives, the odor of its flowers is so strong that it's known to awaken hibernating Yuko. Huh. Scarlet bramble, blue grass. Scarlet bramble mixed with walrus blubber or tallow. This scarlet bramble is frequently used in Yuko medicine. Its fumes released by burning it have considerable healing properties. The shamans recount that the plant only grows on the tombs of one whose soul is at peace. Alright, well, we've made the candle. The Legend of Syberia. Wow, it's crazy, look at that. At the end of the last ice age, there were huge climatic changes. Much of the land was flooded by water. This sudden environmental variation put the existence of a number of animal species in danger, including the mammoths that inhabited the lands of the Siberian North at that time. The Yukos, a particularly advanced people for the age, set about the construction of an enormous ark, like that of Noah, with the objective of preserving the mammoths, objects of religious devotion, from extinction. The enormous craft was entirely constructed of mammoth tusks and was loaded with a small herd of beasts and huge quantities of fur. The fate of the ship was entrusted to several particularly courageous members of the Yuko clan. Their mission was to lead the animals towards more welcoming climes. Once such lands were discovered, it was agreed that they would unload the animals and then come back to spread the tidings of their good fortune. It wasn't until 10 years later that the ark returned to its starting place. The Yukos who had remained in the on the continent were surprised to find the ship empty but for the perfectly preserved bodies of several mammoths in the ice that packed the bottom of the ship. They took this mysterious offering as a sign from the gods and ate the mammoths in a memorable feast. Huh. That's a massive statue, isn't it? A week later, carried along by ocean currents, the ark set sail again. Once more, it returned 10 years later with more frozen mammoths on board. The phenomenon continued for millennia. Every 10 years, the ark would reappear, each time filled with immaculately preserved mammoths. The Yukos interpreted the phenomenon as an act of benevolence on the part of the souls of their... what? Congeners? Is that even a word? Alcohol? Apparently that's a word. Oh, cogenus. They're from the same genetic stock. Okay, cogenus. Wait, where? What? Cogenus who had died during the Ark's first journey in some infernal maritime cataclysm. They made a religion of the Ark with its own rites and customs that was marked by the periodic appearance of the phantom ship and its precious cargo. For centuries, nothing seemed to affect the Ark's mysterious roundabout. One day, however, the Ark returned earlier than expected and empty. This was 100 years ago. The poor Yukos fell into deep despair. Everything they had believed in and had been the foundation of their culture since the dawn of time lost meaning. The most valiant tried hard to maintain hope, especially because the Ark still continued its peregrinations into the unknown. Why do they use these words that nobody else uses anymore? Borne away on the seasonal ocean tides, but one morning the Ark refused to set sail. Many Yuko then left their village forever, trailing their despair across the tundra. Sometimes they can be encountered in the smoke-filled drinking holes of the last outposts of civilization. These poor southern souls drown their befuddled minds in alcohol, recounting their unlikely mammoth tales to fellow alcoholics. Well, that sucks. When the explorer Budrinov arrived among the Yukos, she noted the presence of what was once a ship. Only the Yukos could perceive the mythical craft of their legends beneath the layers of ice that had accumulated over the centuries. She put forth the hypothesis that the accumulated ice had eventually doubled the volume of the Ark and rendered it incapable of negotiating the dangers posed by floating ice in the Arctic flow. I, Alexei Turkianov, can confirm that the observations of this audacious adventure are true. The ark that leads to the Isle of Syberia is indeed real, and even if I have not found the formal proof, I am convinced of this isle's existence and that remnants of a mammoth population may still live there today. How do you know, bro? Alright, so we got this book.